All right, I think we're live. Welcome, one and all, to a wonderful, hopefully, oh, let me lower this a bit. There we go. Hopefully, it sounds okay. I have no idea. Testing out something here. But we got some exciting news for everybody. Some people may be upset. Some people may be enthralled. Oops, that. Gotta make sure the FPS matches that. There. Yeah, I think it's working out just fine. Now let's do this. Highest frame rate possible. Let's go. I think it's fine to switch over to this one now. Yeah, we got fucking Wii theme music playing. I'm gonna have to test this out actually. Let's see how I sound on my own fucking thing. This might be some weird fucking thing we're doing, but I'm gonna have to test this out actually. Let's see how I sound on my own fucking thing. This might be some weird fucking thing we're doing, but technically I could start from this one too. But I don't have that on properly. Shit. Ba-dum-bum-bum. I have way too many tabs open. I'm telling you guys. Okay. Okay, I'm just hearing shit. All right, here's first topic of the day. Amandla Stenberg. Oh, I spelled her name wrong in the fucking thing. Stenberg with an E, not a U. Whoopsie daisy. We'll fix that later. So this woman thought it would be a very good idea to own the racists, the chuds, whatever you want to call it, and make a diss track against the fans that don't agree with the Acolyte, especially when it's been very much portrayed with interviews and other stuff that it's a gay show, it's all about inclusivity and diversity and all that other stuff, all the buzzwords we hear nowadays. Where with another video we got that released as well this week from James O'Keefe, just shines a light on the garbage that is Disney, on how their business practice of hiring certain peoples only for their skin color or how they look. Now again, I don't think Martin Luther King Jr. would have appreciated the route we have taken, but I'm sure these folk don't really give a shit about that. They can care less, and it's evident in their behaviors. So let's take a listen in with Amandla and see what she's got going on here. Okay, so like I already said before, trying to use another more popular rapper artist to try and sink in and be like, look guys, we're doing this and that. No, not really. You guys are pretty mid. And trying to compare how, yes, the black people first used woke to be like, wake up from your oppressors, and obviously other stuff that was going on over 100 years ago, right? But the way she's using it, again, she is a privileged little girl. Her daddy's white, who got her a bunch of gigs and roles when she was age 4. And then on top of that, she was given the role for the Acolyte on a silver platter. Fucking Kathleen Kennedy herself was, or sorry, Leslie Headland herself specifically went to her and told her, hey, this is some concept art and other good stuff we got made up for, and this show that we have pitched is specifically for you. Nobody else was in mind. That's what all this stuff was about. But for some reason, she's trying to pretend that she is oppressed in this grand society. It's just untrue. Uh, and the way that she tries to shit talk any actual valid criticism that people have had is pretty sad. You got people like Star Wars Theory now being labeled as trolls for one. They also just say mouth breathers. They're just gaslighting the audience. There was another term they were using, basically trying to refer to him as a right winger. But again, this dude, he lives in Canada. Like, the amount of hubris these people have. Let's keep going though. So it's pretty clear the journalists have been running for your team the entire time, because when it comes to all the actual valid criticism people have levied towards the show, there has been plenty of posts on Facebook and on the internet just defending Star Wars for all this absurdness, right? When they should be focusing on good stories, good character writing, even just continuity of the lore. They would decide rather to just bastardize it, and it's taken a toll on, well, the majority of the fans that no longer support this stuff. So now we're in a position where, unfortunately for them, I'm saying the fans, right? If we say anything against what these people say, you're just automatically labeled as racist, sexist, a bigot. You're not actually there for the you're not there actually for the franchise. You're just masquerading as a false fan, as some would say. It's gotten so overblown though when the review score is at a abysmal 14%. That's more so, the main audience trying to say like, no, it's actually bad. But for some reason, the Disney shills still come in defense. It's people like New Rockstars, right? Where they just cannot say anything bad. You have John Campea, a dude who usually bats for Disney, is actually criticizing the Acolyte for saying it's boring, it's inconsistent. Some of these other creators that have also done interviews for the Acolyte people, the cast and crew, they're not being targeted, much like Star Wars Theory or Critical Drinker and stuff like that. No, it's only because of how well, I guess, outspoken maybe that the Star Wars Theory and Critical Drinker are, but they've been very respectful about it. They've clearly said, don't attack the other side, be respectful, treat others how you'd like to be treated, but give valid criticism. Don't just say, oh, I didn't like it because they're gay, right? Like, at least they're trying to be like, give a little bit more substance to your complaint, so that way they can take that and work with it, not just, hey, these guys are gay, fuck them, right? Like, they've been doing it pretty classy, but for these people to be as obscenely fucking aggressive, for one, it's pretty crazy. Now this video might make more sense once we go to the James O'Keefe stuff, but we'll keep it pushing. She says, that the youth is coming. Unfortunately for them, I also agree with another YouTube content creator that unfortunately our youth are not necessarily the smartest. Yes, there's some of them that have actually, taken up some more political stances, learning about geopolitics and how what government's doing on policies Some of them are obviously tired of immigration, or when it comes to the inflation, little things like that here and there that I was not even privy to at that age. But there's also a lot more of them that don't even want to take responsibility. You got the people, excuse me. I saw a video yesterday, I think it was the day before, where obviously these people make it a thing to videotape themselves committing crimes and then posting it on the internet and not expecting anything to come at them, right? So obviously when you're under 18 for a lot of these kids and people posting videos, they know that the legal system will not prosecute them harshly enough, so they'll keep repeating the same stupid shit, right? Where you got the Walmart pranksters, the supermarket pranksters, where they're just messing with people's days. They're like, oh, you know what? These people will bother the elderly or people that can't really defend themselves. And I think it was last year that we saw one of these kind of creators fucked around and found out the hard way, and he got shot. You know, and obviously I'm not condoning people to just murder senselessly, but again, there are people that will not take kindly to you fucking with their day, right? Or their personal items, or causing a scene when there is nothing to have been, you know, causing it. These people are too embrazen by the likes, the follows, the fake perception that you get from social media. You know, you got the little kids fucking with McDonald's employees. You got other grown-ass people that are just running into places, restaurants or whatever, minimum wage places, throwing ice inside the deep fryers, messing with people's food, throwing it on the floor, and then fucking skedaddling out of there, right? Like, if these people had a brain, or even wanted to be part of society, they wouldn't be doing this. But all they're doing is they seek that attention from the online sphere, and obviously it's unfortunate when some people do give it to them, but they're getting false validation for the shit they're doing, right? And this is who she's claiming, oh yeah, we're gonna get the youth too. Like, no bitch, that's fuck, we're doomed. And then obviously her main, what you call it, chorus. I'm not gonna do the dance again, but this shit is fucking stupid. And again, I guess you could tell just how mad she is by how aggressively she's fucking gyrating and moving her hands. Like, it must be very upsetting when you make a piece of garbage and people don't like that piece of garbage. Doesn't matter how much you polish that shit, it's still shit. Nobody's gonna want that. But it seems like these people are like, no, what we made was really good. Even though continuity is fucked. You're having people in the show that should not exist, changing the Wikipedia to make it fit into the lore now. Something also with like from the Acolyte episode 4, you got Kilnaka, a Wookiee Jedi that some people have been very much waiting to see him in action, right? Let's see some lightsaber duels and shit with that dude. I'm sorry, he's killed off screen, and also he gets slashed. That's how he dies. Sorry, unfortunate as it may be, but then you have shows from Ahsoka, fucking Obi-Wan, where Reva gets fucking stabbed with a lightsaber twice and survives. Then you've got Sabine from Ahsoka gets stabbed with a fucking lightsaber and survives. But yet, Qui-Gon Jinn gets stabbed with a lightsaber, dead. Kilnaka, he gets slashed with a lightsaber, dead. Like, how is this fucking consistent at all? Oh, the women, they can survive this shit. The men, nah, the men are too weak. They just fall over. And then obviously Torben fucking committing suicide by just drinking the fucking poison as if he was responsible, where all we've seen is that he just drew some blood, and also the first thing that happened to him when they got on the fucking witches planet, got possessed by one of the witches. His fucking eyes turned black and was just being held hostage. It's like, how does this make any fucking sense? But she's upset that we're not eating up this fucking crap. Okay, and then another thing that this dumbass bitch says is that for black people, if you don't let that rage out, it will compartmentalize and turn into addiction, diseases, and other shit to keep you down. Again, not accepting fucking responsibility. So again, it's not their fault. It's that they didn't let go of that rage. Manifested it physically, so that way they wouldn't be contracting whatchamacallit, STDs, I guess, drug addictions, alcoholism, abandonment issues that they have so much of. They wouldn't have that if they just let go of their fucking rage, apparently. Oh, I see a spider. Nope, and the spider's gone. Oh well. Oh, yeah. And again, 400 years ago, you were not a slave. 400 years ago, all those people are dead. 200 years ago, all those people are dead now. Now, you can make an argument for 100 years ago. Some of them might still be alive, but I would say that's probably like in the single-digit percentage. Far and few between. And any of them that did live through it, I'm sure they would see what's going on nowadays and be like, damn, this is so much more freedom than we used to have. Guess what? You can own property. You can become a celebrity. You can be whatever the fuck you want to be. Obviously, other than being a dickhead and fucking with people's property or being a nuisance, an aggressor, stuff like that. But that's not what they focus on, right? They're just like, well, we deserve reparations because my ancestors went through this shit. Okay, but you didn't. You're half white. Your fucking daddy gave you everything. Since you were age 4, you've been in a fucking privileged position. And you still make a lot of money right now. So for you to try and be like, yeah, no, actually, I've been oppressed, and I gotta be rageful towards the fans that like this stuff for what it was, right? And then remember, Star Wars was, or is, a male-dominated brand. Even though you have Kathleen Kennedy and all these dumb bitches trying to be like, well, the Force is female. Okay, so trying to twist and change a brand from male to female. Well, there were females that enjoyed Star Wars as it was. And now those females don't like Star Wars for what it is now, because it's all about girl bosses and stuff. You know, the girls can never do anything wrong. They end up being redeemed by the end, as we're kind of seeing with fucking May in The Acolyte, where she all of a sudden has a change of heart, even though in the 3rd episode, she was pissed at her sister for wanting to join the Jedi. And she goes, "You're not gonna leave. I'll kill you." I'm just like, where the fuck did this come from? And then in the following episode, she's like, I'm gonna turn myself in because everything changes now that my sister's alive. What? That doesn't make any fucking sense at all. It's almost like you're just making crap as you go along. There's no actual good fucking build up for this shit. Or it's like the people that wrote this stuff didn't even read or watch the other episodes before it to be able to write a cohesive script. There. I thought I'd catch it off guard. Oh yeah, so, and then she's also copyright claiming some people if you use too much of the footage. That's why I was pausing so much in between it, but it's just ridiculous on how far we've gotten with the Acolyte and the criticism that they're taking. Again, here's another thing. We didn't have issues with diversity back in the day. We had Tiana, we had Jasmine, Fuck, I can't remember Lilo's sister's name, but what's her name? Nani. We had Nani, and then this guy from Brother Bear. Guess what? They were all, I guess, some of them black, some of them indigenous, some of them were what's the one for Polynesian, and then obviously someone from the Middle East or India. Didn't have an issue with them back in the day. It's not like that was the advertisement for this crap. No, they were good characters in a fucking good movie. That's all it was to it. It didn't have to be pandering towards, oh, look at this first black princess. Look at this Polynesian family. Look at this what are they called? Not Eskimos. The name will come to me for what their correct name is supposed to be, but like nobody had an issue back in the day with this crap. It's only that now the way that you advertise everything and push everything to people's faces, if you don't like it and support it for what they're advertising it as, then you're sexist, you're racist, you're a bigot, you're homophobic, you're transphobic, all this other stuff. When in reality, we just want to enjoy media for what it is and not this fake label that's being put on everything as if that's the end all be all. Guess what? The Fallout series did incredibly well. And it had a female lead. And then, whatchamacallit, Barbie had a trans actor in the film as well. And guess what? That wasn't the main fucking focal point of the thing. They weren't like, oh, look, guys, we got a trans actor in here. No, it was about fucking Barbie. And it broke $1 billion. Crazy. Like, maybe I don't agree with some of the phrasing of what they say in the movie, but it still made a fucking shit ton of money. Like, the people here trying to sit around say that, oh, this diversity and other stuff doesn't sell. That's not true. There are plenty of old films and shows that did well with diversity. I would say The Office, but then some people will be like, well, it has too many white people in it. Okay. We also got a gay guy in there. We got a black dude. We got so many crazy fucking people in that show. But yet, they would also claim that to be too many white people in it. Especially nowadays. Whatchamacallit, anything else? I think that's all I got for that right now. Yeah, but Amandla Stenberg, everybody. Making a cringe music video and pissing off even more people. And then you're going to have a bunch more of these Star Wars and Disney people coming in defense and swooping in being like, no, she did everything right. This my queen. Other stuff like that just solidifies her position, but doesn't really criticize enough. Yeah, I might need to take a break real quick. Yeah, fuck it. That's where we'll end off on that point. Nope. Yes, okay, so close that one. Nope, I am getting bugged. I have to something real quick. I will find a screen. Jesus Christ. My goodness gracious. Let's add in a scene here. movie. That's all it was to it. It didn't have to be pandering. It's a little new Wolverine game coming out. I think later this year, if not next year. And yes, they completely fucked it up. Like, as you can see, the head is already completely different from the body, and even then the body just the fuck is this shit? For one, most people know Jean Grey as, well, this. She's supposed to be beautiful, right? Or she's supposed to be at least attractive. Not in these people's eyes. Yeah, it's supposed to be Wolverine's type. Instead, this is complete opposite of that. You're gonna fucking scare him away like this. And again, as some people have been making fun of, you know, it's always masculinizing the women for some reason, even though they have a pretty or a beautiful actress or model that they're basing it off of. For some reason, they can never do it, the women properly. But then with stuff like, what was it, Star Wars Fallen Order, the actor that they used for it, they translate him one for one. No changes in the face, no changes in his physique as far as his body and stuff like that. No, he looks exactly how he does in the game as he does in real life. Then you got this shit where they have to completely corrupt and twist the way that the females look for whatever fucking reason. Oh, I'm sorry. Because of the male gaze. Can't have the male gaze anymore. Even though there's plenty of other females and girls or whatever that like to see or have played attractive females, right? It's not like everybody wants to play as someone ugly. There's just too much self-insert shit going on these days where this is what they're giving us instead of stuff like this. And then you obviously got people fixing the fucking art, which obviously having to use AI, but at least it's better than what they gave us. And then that's what they gave us. Fucking Caitlyn Jenner. Like, that shit is terrifying. Like, there's too many people pointing out the likeness in this. And that's pretty much everybody else's reaction to seeing the way she looks. Fucking vomit. Sensible chuckle. Like, it's not that hard to really fix this thing. But again, and see, this is how she's been depicted with Wolverine. I don't see the resemblance in what they gave us. Other than Crimson Chin. Yeah, so this one has been, I think, out for a little while, but just, I don't get these people's obsession with making females so ugly. It's just, at this point, it's probably a fetish. They want them to look like dudes, or it's, I guess, maybe trying to push more acceptance of trans people, I guess, and that look like this. I mean, I don't know. I'm really fucking throwing shit on the wall and seeing what sticks, but that's all I can think of why they would make the women so unattractive. Like, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, this one was probably the shortest story I had. I mean, there's what they gave you, and that's what we could have had. I don't feel like it's that hard to really fix these kind of characters, especially when the people they already have look just fine. Doesn't make any sense. But we'll end that one there. The next part that kind of ties into the whole Amandla stuff, Amandla Stenberg, whatever, is this stuff that came out from James O'Keefe. And even Elon tweeted this out, so you know it definitely had way more visibility than some of the other stuff on the same site. But let's take a listen and see what this man had to say.
Certainly, there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Just kind of unspoken.
There are times when it's spoken, but
how would they say it?
there's no way we're hiring a white male person. They say
Like straight to you,
Yeah.
or okay.
they'd be very careful how they message that to agents.
According to these videotapes, Disney blatantly discriminates against whites, white men in particular.
I think I'm sort of like,
And again, we just got to make it very clear. Well, they do it to black people too, but I mean, if you did this to the trans people or the gays and excluded them from work because they're trans or they're gay, there would be an uproar on social media saying, hey, these fucking homophobic, transphobic people are just denying me work, even if I have the qualifications, which is what we should be looking at. Do you have the actual skill set? Do you have the merits, the ability to do what we're asking you, not just hiring you based off a checkbox, which they literally started doing close back when they were having the investor meeting and stuff like that, where Bob Iger was getting scared that one of his competitors was going to possibly take a seat on the board, and so they started, handing out the fucking the white papers and stuff like that, and they literally had a checklist of like what you are, your race, your background, your sex, your gender, your gender. What the fuck was it called? It's so many goddamn shit. It's confusing the fuck out of me. But what's it called again? Your sexual orientation. There you go. I was blanking on that shit. Basically, what you like. And somehow it has finally come to light what the fucking issue is. And well, there's this guy is saying it loud and clear, and this guy is a senior vice president and team lead for 20th television at the Walt Disney Company. And granted, this guy is only lucky that he got merged with Fox, or sorry, that Fox merged with Disney. Otherwise, he may not actually even be able to stay in this position, or would have been hired for it, right? Because the only reason that some of these people from Fox are still working at Disney is because, well, they pay well. And if they were in already a high enough position, yeah, trying to go to another company and get that same level that you got to, work back up towards that stuff, I'm sure it would be a pain in the ass. So some of them just decide, well, I'll just stick with Disney because I'm making my money and all that stuff. But as he says in this video, there isn't much room for moving up in the company because they don't want white people higher up, even though Bob Iger is the fucking CEO. Oh my god. And Kathleen Kennedy, a white female, is in charge of Lucasfilm. Oh my god. What? Like, Dave Filoni is in charge of creative something at Lucasfilm. He basically has to check everybody's scripts and other things like that. And guess what? It's a white dude. So it's just like, your logic doesn't really make a whole lot of fucking sense when you really look into how many of these people are in charge. But then obviously they very much pander to one side, so maybe that's why.
well prepared for it. I'm well positioned for it. But as far as Disney's concerned, I'm a white male. And that's not who they're looking to promote at the moment.
As a white guy, even Michael has his own doubts about the possibility for advancement for himself at Disney. In fact, Michael actually got to experience Disney's discrimination against white males firsthand.
I've been at the company 11 years now, so I have friends in HR and I have friends in those divisions, and they're like, look, nobody else is going to tell you this, Mike, but they're not considering any white males for this job. They're just not. That's not who they want.
They even passed over a qualified half-black person for a promotion because they didn't look black enough.
We wanted to hire somebody.
Also, just take a look at the waiter when he starts talking about this stuff. This fucking waiter just gives him the side eye like, what the fuck did you just say? Like, it's just ridiculous. Thank God there's somewhere public.
Department a few years ago now, who was half black, but didn't appear half black. And there was a creative executive who was like, we're not that's not what's wrong. They wanted somebody in meetings who would appear a certain way, and he wasn't gonna bring that to the meeting. I mean, it kind of feels like at some point there's going to be a lawsuit. That's kind of how it feels, just because of
And that is a lawyer talking. So how
Yeah, the biggest thing that will come of this is a huge fucking lawsuit. all because they decided to discriminate. You're not supposed to do that. There's a reason why that Black Girl Gamers thing got in trouble, because you're only hiring black women. You can't do that. That's against fucking it's against the law. But there's a specific branch of is it CC? No. Not, oh, the Better Business Bureau. It's against those fucking regulations and policies they have in place for businesses to follow, so that way everybody has an equal chance to get hired, not just discriminate against the color of their skin. Like, I don't know how these people didn't see that and go, oh, you know, this might get us in a little bit of hot water. No, they didn't think that. They were like, fuck it, full steam ahead, everybody. Yeah, that guy, he might be black, but he's not dark skinned enough, and he doesn't have the hair. So, you know, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to pass up the opportunity. Goodbye, thank you for showing up, but you're not black enough, apparently. But definitely when you're trans and gay and all this other stuff, you have to have like 3 fucking check boxes ticked, otherwise you're not gonna get picked. Now just being gay and black isn't enough. You gotta have that 3rd one. What do you identify as? Non-binary, gender fluid, gender confused? I don't know, right? Like, just the shit they're talking about just makes no goddamn sense.
How does Disney explain pushing these discriminatory practices? They use code words and buzzwords.
I'm guessing that there is a acceptable code words and buzzwords that are used to explain what they're looking for. They might say something like, you know, look, we're not looking at like the usual suspects for this job. You know? So it's like not like a legally actionable thing. But everybody knows what it means. They, you know, the writers and actors hear all the time, like, you know, looking to hire writers and actors who bring diversity. I'm not looking to bring on any more clients who are white.
And again, people like Robert Meyer Burnett and other great talented artists and comic book writers, all these people that had such good talent have been pushed out of the industry that they loved, and instead now they're working with independent creators such as Eric July and what you call it, even what's his fucking name? The name fucking I'm missing it right now, but there's plenty of other independent creators that have asked for help from some of these senior or veteran artists and comic book writers to help them with their comic books and stuff that they're making. And guess what? They've been popping off. Instead of, from what we've heard from people like Chris Gore, where there's been a thing going on where male and pale is stale. That's been a phrase used in Hollywood for the past few years now, and it's only gotten worse with, as you heard, even black people now, if you don't look a certain way, which I was now rounding right back to Amandla Stenberg, whatever the fuck. She may be trying to, I guess you could say, confirm or really just push that, like, look, I am black enough for this, right? Like, I am suitable for my fucking position as the lead actress in this show. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna make sure I target the fans, attack the fans, and just call them racist, trolls, right-wingers, and other dumb stuff, just to try and save face, when in reality this is probably the worst thing you could fucking do, right? Again, that's your daddy. I don't think he'd be appreciative of you. Well, maybe he has white guilt. He's just like, you know, fuck it, that was me. I don't understand, you know, the double standard. And then again, Gina Carano said something not similar at all, but again, something that she said against what the government was doing and, you know, people during the whole COVID stuff, right? She got kicked out. She got fired. And now the court, the lawsuit is continuing as followed. So we'll be hearing from her in the coming months of how that goes. But it seems like there will be a lot for Disney to have to answer, especially when those documents come to light. We're gonna find out a lot more shit that Disney has hidden in their closet that they don't want to have fucking said. It's getting bad now, and they can only blame themselves for this garbage that they've spewed at the other people. He's Jewish, not white. He looks pretty white to me. Danish equals white. Turns out Amandla's boyfriend is actually her girlfriend, as she is a lesbian. Surprise, surprise. Again, a lot of other stuff here. Ay. I would continue that, but you get the gist of that. Something that has taken the internet by storm. Is that the word? Maybe I didn't say it right, but the Haktu girl has overtaken Pride Month, and some people are very much upset that she has become popular as she is, and even making up false stories and fake names for her that she's done this kind of crap, and it having no involvement in that stuff. But it's insane how bad these people want to have a narrative pushed that they will, well, again, because she's white. Yeah, that's the biggest thing for some of these people. Let's see.
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me? I love you, Pookie, forever.
They must have been doing the right thing.
What can I say? Been cobweb.
And again, from what it sounds like, she's a country girl, and there's been a lot of country women that have been attacked over the past year. Well, again, they're patriotic, they love men, and they're supporting what they enjoy or whatever. And so that's just a cry for these fucking weirdos on the left to start attacking them and being like, making up false stories that don't have any merit, don't have any receipts to prove. Like, you're just making up stuff at this point. It gets pretty bad when all you hear is just made up stuff, and then turns out these people they're not bad at all. They're just normal people living their life, and like, for instance, it's just a random interview that they took while on another person's channel, right? So it's not even that they were trying to be popular or anything like that. Some people just have charisma, and that's it, right? Like, it's fucking stupid how far we've gone with some of this crap, but it's only the tip of the iceberg for these fucks. So, Hawk 2 2024, keep it pushing. All right, now our big next topic that we gotta go over is Dr.Disrespect. Now, there's a few things we gotta look at here. So we got the man that started it all, who made a tweet, basically calling out Dr.Disrespect. Keep going up, right there. This man states that Dr.Disrespect got banned because he got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that can read it in plain text, case closed. And again, no one made the wrong decision. Fuck him and his boys. Again, no receipts. And a lot of people have been pointing out, if you had this evidence for 4 years, why didn't you come out with it sooner? And all I can find, even if him working at Twitch, is former CPM explainer. Not executive, not anything like that. Fucking explainer. And I was, at first I was like, okay, this sounds a little official. But then I go back to it, and a CPM is actually just a cost per mile, is an industry standard term that refers to an amount paid for 1,000 views of advertisement. Again, how this doesn't make sense for what your fucking job title is supposed to be. So what do? Are you an accounts manager? Are you just a manager in general at Twitch that helps with payroll or something like that? Like, please make it make sense, because from your other tweets, you don't make any fucking sense. I found out he's a Swiftie, so that's some shit that he definitely prances around. So I don't know if that has anything to really go against, but it's okay to still be going to be lame, unavoidable. But maybe Andy wouldn't have told Mark Romero he was going out for smoke real fast, as everyone had an extra 5 million for CS Go Wild. What else you got here? Okay, from Twitch too. So Glass Houses, our M&A track record is maybe the worst of all time. Emmett must have been throwing that shit into GPT ahead of OP1. Now here's what I say: if you're a single woman on a first date with a dude who makes any negative remarks towards Taylor Swift, you just gotta dip. The guy is clearly a moron, and you gotta keep it moving because you deserve better. Again, I suppose that's most of the stuff I find on here. And some of what he says, I feel like it doesn't make sense because he was probably thinking something. And again, we're just getting a snapshot of their thoughts and no real extra context for it. Like, as I've grown older, I wonder who I'm supposed to fight when they are the same people. This one fucking had me fucking just... I'm going to learn to DJ just so I can play under the alias Tabor Swift. Yeah, he seems a bit loony. And again, if they really had some evidence on, whatchamacallit, Dr. Disrespect, as Brandon Tatum here had said, his name is Herschel Bam, aka Dr. Disrespect. He's a well-known streamer worth millions of followers on YouTube and across social media. Lately, he's been outspoken against the LGBT agenda against kids, and now he's even come to defense of another well-known streamer who's taken a lot of heat from telling the LGBT crowd to leave the kids alone, Nick Merckx. Now all of a sudden he's being accused of being a sexual predator by trying to contact an underage girl through Twitch years ago. With no proof, only the word of a former Twitch employee. For some reason, Brett Kavanaugh and Clarence Thomas come to mind. Why do allegations always arise when someone speaks or does anything against the left's agenda? I'll wait until proof comes out, if it ever does. And again, if there is actual evidence that shows he was being a predator, like a lot of these fucking weird Minecraft YouTubers and Roblox content creators, like just the people that obviously go to games that have more of a child demographic, then okay, I can understand it. Like Sky Does Minecraft came out fucking with so much goddamn shit that, you know, he was hooking up with underage kids, sexting them, messaging them, and, you know, just a fuck ton of crap that receipts were given. We have the proof, and now everybody can be like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, get this guy out of here. Like, when that shit is there, the evidence comes out very easily. But for some reason, with Dr. Disrespect now, for sure there is probably some stuff that he cannot say because, as he says in a tweet, let's see if I can find it. Listen, I'm obviously tied to legal obligations from the settlement with Twitch, but I need to say what I can since this is the fucking internet. I didn't do anything wrong. All this has been probed and settled. Nothing illegal. No wrongdoing was found, and I was paid. Elden Ring Monday. And yeah, people pointing out, shit, crazy how it used to be innocent till proven guilty, but now it's guilty till proven innocent, and that's just how everybody fucking goes. Like, we can't have any due process now. Everybody jumps, oh, he was alleged to do something, that's it. He's fucking done. Cancel the man. He's no longer shouldn't be famous. Take all his money, take all his sponsorships off. Yeah. Okay, but where's the proof? You ruin a man's life and livelihood that supports their family, makes a bunch of content for so many individuals, but yet this man is a predator. Okay, if he is, show us the fucking evidence. We would gladly be on your side if you gave us some fucking evidence for this, but you're not. And then to come out 4 years later, like I said, you had all the time in the world, those other 3 years, other than this one, to fucking say something. And some people are like, well, we don't want to have the kid or the victim stated. Okay, then redact it. redact that person's name. You can still give the evidence while redacting some of that stuff, so that way, oh look, he did do it. It says right here in the court files. But it seems almost similar to like the whole Candace Owens thing, where Daily Wire can talk all this shit they want towards Candace, but Candace is under an NDA, so she can't actually combat all the stuff that is being said to her. Granted, Dr. Disrespect seems to be in some kind of similar position where, again, as he states in that fucking first little fucking sentence here, I've obviously been tied to legal obligations from the settlement with Twitch. So, you know, I need to say what I can since it's the fucking internet. And again, if he didn't say anything, the dude would be getting lambasted even worse. So thanks for actually saying something. These people are fucking loony as hell. And someone else that was, again, so Twitch apparently had direct access to messages proving Dr. Disrespect sexting a minor, and Slasher had access to credible sources to report on this story. But both failed to publicly alert anyone and remained silent for years. So Slasher here says, look, for several hours now I have been told from credible sources the reason Dr. Disrespect has been banned, however, due to the importance and sensitivity around the subject, I have refrained from going on it. I don't feel comfortable with it currently. And all, again, as I already read that other part from Cody, the guy just goes, I didn't lie. Okay, well, we don't fucking know that now, do we? Like, this fucking doesn't make any goddamn sense. If true, we now know Twitch reads your whispers, has a poor HR system, and they can't keep confidential information and signs NDAs to cover up for their creators. Then if this was true, then it absolutely would have come up in Dr. Disrespect's lawsuit with Twitch. Either Twitch couldn't provide sufficient enough evidence for this happening, or this was a lie told by Twitch back when this happened and it spread. I vote for the latter. Again, Dr. Disrespect and Twitch have resolved their legal dispute back in 2022. Again, makes them look shady. Like, just, where's the fucking proof in all this? And this is what I'm saying. Some people are saying, well, maybe, you know, it's to protect the minor involved, but you can redact that information. Very dubious, and really makes you think as to why someone would attack the dog after 4 years. Statute of limitation, maybe? It's just, this fucking thing has just become crazier than it needs to be. And the fact there's no receipts, no evidence, it's hard to side with Twitch on this one, because it's just like, you have all these female streamers that we obviously everybody knows. You will bend the knee for them, right? The hot tub streams, the nude painters, the, you know, people basically getting back shots on video. Guess what? They only ever get a 24-hour ban. Some maybe a week, but most of these fucking female streamers, because you got some desperate ass men that will, or even kids, because again, Twitch is not like those adult sites. It has a wider audience base, and there are quite a bit of young kids that have access to Twitch from their Xbox to their phone, you know, all these other platforms. And those things were not taken off. But the fact that we have something like this come up, very interesting that there's all of a sudden no evidence for it, but we're just going to say he's guilty, right? Like, these people are getting wilder and wilder by the fucking day. So that's why I don't trust Twitch. That's all we've got for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little bit longer episode. Fuck, I'm getting tired from this. But yeah, what do y'all think about all this stuff? Are you excited for the Nintendo stuff? Are you on Dr. Disrespect's side? Are you waiting for more proof? Are you on Amandla's side as far as trash talking the fans, even though there's valid criticism to be levied at them with no evidence that anybody's actually sending hate mail? There's definitely people criticizing the show, but they're not being, from what I've seen, racist or homophobic or any of that stuff. It's literally just like the characters in this show suck, the writing sucks, the cinematography sucks, the music could do much better. And also the fact that Disney now has a policy against white people and even black people if they don't look black enough. So what a fucking crazy world we live in. Other than that, hey, Shinigami signing out. Everybody, y'all have a good night, good evening, good morning, and I think I already said that. Good night, good morning, and good evening. Yeah, I said them all. Hey, Shinigami signing out. Y'all have a wonderful night. I will catch y'all in the next